Welcome back, everybody. For everyone listening on 94.5 The Moose, WSGW, KISS 107.1, and of course, 106.3 The Core. My name is Claybird. I'm the program director and the afternoon drive. You hear my voice every day on 106.3 The Core. And today I am joined by the dapper Don Killingbeck. He's the superintendent for Hemlock Public Schools. You know who he is. How we doing, Don?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Clay, we're doing Husky-tastic.
Husky-tastic. I love it.
This is Hemlock, and we're the Huskies, and so we're Husky-tastic out here.
So we've got a show today.
We do. We got a big show.
We've got people all over the place. So before we take it to Joy and before we take it to Jacob, what are some of the things that we're going to be talking about here today? There's always something super exciting going on with Hemlock, whether it's at, the new renovations or whether it's at the elementary or the high school. So what are we covering today?
Well, so, I wanted to kind of cover some of the projects that are happening this summer, some of the, forecast, some of the things that we're working on with fundraising and different things like that as well. And so we've got Joy McMillan and Jacob Greer. They're out in the field. I'm going to even have to go out in the field towards the end here. And so we can kind of showcase and make sure our community has a opportunity to know and hear about the great things going on.
And get a visual of it too, right?
Yeah. So we want to show you Wallace Field, what that looks like. We want to take you out to the new service drive for the drop off at Casey Ling Elementary, and that kind of goes through our sports complex to the north of our field. So we're going to show that. We're going to show the Lockwood STEM Center, home to Hemlock's Gray Matter. We were the #1 offensive robot at the state competition for Michigan.
Let's go.
So our robot puts up more points than anybody else in the state of Michigan. We go off to Worlds. We have, robotics is tough. We have some difficult pairings, and we were ranked 50th, but we were still picked up for the finals. Somebody recognized, like, hey, that team is solid. Their robot's great. They just had a rough pairings, and so we competed at a high level at the Worlds, and so very excited about that. So we're going to showcase the STEM Center and what we're planning on doing out there, and then we're going to show kind of Casey Ling and our future gym project that's happening, and obviously got that going on, and then we're gonna jump out. I'm gonna have to grab another camera and head out and show the new parking lot, what we're doing at Hemlock Elementary. And so it's a whirlwind. And let's try to get this in 15 minutes, right?
Let's go. Okay, so in my best TV5 impersonation, we're going to go. And now we're going to go to Joy McMillan at Wallace Field. Joy, what are we looking at today?
Well, we're looking at signs of progress.
I love it. So what all has been going on with Wallace Field? What exactly has changed? What are we looking at here?
So one of the things that we were working on at Wallace Field is putting in turf. So this spring we canceled our home track meets, put a land bridge over the track. We have had a company come in and dig that out, put drainage, and by the end of the summer, we're going to have turf there. Super excited about that. The press box behind Joy right now is going to get re-sided here in the next week or two. We're going to be updating the bleacher boards to match our brand and our coloring. And so the press box is going to look a lot like the Lockwood STEM Center, which you'll see in a few minutes here.
Nice.
Bleacher boards that are now Royal are going to be navy. And then it's a separate project. We got bids out. It was not in our budget, but we are working on updating our track as well. We feel that it's time to update that track.
Are you keeping it blue?
No, we're either going to be well, that's not even our blue, so that was never even the scope. So it's kind of it's
not the right kind of blue.
Yeah, it's not the right kind of blue. We're navy, and even if it was royal, that's kind of a different shade of royal too than we typically were. So we're going to either go black or gray, depending on the price points for those two. And then, one of the projects we're super excited at Wallace Field right now, we've been shortlisted Congressman Dan Kildee has us in the federal budget earmarked on the north side of the field. We're working with the Woolgas family and Maltus Construction and trying to get together about a 10,000 square foot indoor-outdoor space. And so, if you know people that are wanting to donate to schools, Clay, send them our way because we've got a great project. We want to get kids active and engaged. It involves their mental health, their physical health, their well-being, and really the research shows it even involves school safety. And so getting them engaged is so important.
Absolutely.
I think those are the projects at Wallace Field. Did I miss anything, Joy?
No, I believe that's it.
Okay, perfect.
What I love is, Clay, you hear those beeps in the background.
Yeah.
That is music to Hemlock. That's our heartbeat right now.
That's progress in motion right there. You love to see it. Love to see it. Okay, thank you, Joy, for the wonderful view. And we're going to pop out to Jacob now. He's at the STEM Center. So if you've never seen it before, we've talked about it a lot on here, but if you've never seen it before, here it is in all its glory. The outside, at least.
Yeah, at least the outside. So Jacob showed us that front. This is home to our Hemlock Gray Matter. We host the adjacent school districts are able to come in and work on robotics and stuff. We built it in May of 2020, opened it up that fall during COVID, and it is already too small. In fact, as we built it, we were like, okay, now we need a storage building. So right where Jacob's at, we're looking at expanding, along the Pine Street there, creating a new entrance on Pine, a new drive for it. Very excited. It will add 2 classrooms, a small lab. We'll move that storage building as well, out of the way for that expansion. But super exciting stuff. We have raised about $500,000, and so we're excited about that. We need a little bit less than 300,000 more for the complete project to be fully funded. So again, if you know people, these aren't projects through our bond or our taxpayer dollars. These are, things that we went out and shook trees and shook hands. And Tom Lockwood, our director of friendship, has made friends. And so we keep doing that, but we definitely need some additional funding there. And so excited about that. We've partnered with this project. With Pumford Construction, Greg Turner over there, just a great asset to our community, and super excited there.
So let me ask you this. You've mentioned the donations a couple of times, and down at the bottom of the screen, we've got the website, we've got the phone number. Is that the best place for people to contact you for donations, whether it's for Wallace Field or for the STEM Center?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So I would say, give us a call. You can talk to me or Anna Walmack, our Director of Business Operations. There are great places to start. If you do donate, we do give you a tax letter, and so it's mutually beneficial. And so, it would be wonderful to get these 2 projects, the field house and the STEM Center, wrapped up.
Okay, perfect. And I don't want to derail us too much here, but are we able to take a look inside of the Lockwood STEM Center, or are there classes going on right now, or what's?
Jacob, can you get in there?
Is it locked up?
Yes,
we got the thumbs up.
He's got the thumbs up. We're in motion right now. Don't get motion sickness, folks.
Yeah, I just want to give people
find out.
a chance to see the inside, right? If someone's never seen it before, because I've actually had the pleasure to be on site, and it's impressive.
He's getting the red flag there.
We're locked out. So, okay.
Yeah, he's locked out.
That'll be a teaser for next week.
Yes,
for next month.
Next month. Yeah, we'll have that in next month. We'll open the garage door. Maybe the whole episode will be out there.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, thank you, Jacob. We got to see the Lockwood STEM Center. And now if Joy is in position, we're going to head back to Joy at the soccer and baseball fields. And look at that. Look at that.
Isn't that a great view? So out at our, baseball and soccer field area, we're putting in a roadway. What you see right now is we've excavated a lot of dirt from the football field that's piled up. And then there's a roadway that's going to connect from our bus garage. So that right there is our service drive that's going to be disabled. That's going to become parking where Joy is right now that she's shooting out towards Hemlock Road. Now, Joy, if you could keep the camera moving to, yes, right there. So out this way, you can see the view that has the future roadway coming into the circle. You can see our tennis right there. So where those big heavy machinery are right now. So if Joy walked about 50 more feet that way, she could show you the view up back towards the soccer field. And you can see that, we're putting this new roadway in. We are going to disable the service drive when that new roadway's in, and the service drive will become additional parking for Wallace Field. The reason why we're doing that is we want to have a better traffic flow for our community, and the service drive it served its need. We've every penny that we put into that, it's a tenfold return on investment. But
Good.
It's so close to Wallace Field that as kids are coming off of it and stuff for events and different things with track and cross country or whatever it might be, we don't want cars driving through. It's one thing for them to be parking and they're walking into a parking lot, but this is almost a thoroughfare for our town right now. And so we want to redirect that out from that circle out towards the soccer field. And so we were out there earlier. It's just so exciting to see, the roadway going in and that's the dirt pile from the football field. And then to Joy's left is the roadway coming in. So right behind there. And so you can see that stretch. It's just basically a lot of dark dirt, coming down that roadway.
I feel like I can visualize. Mute Joy real quick because we got some wind coming in, but that's awesome. And I wanted to touch on something you mentioned, the more efficient parking, and it's going to be safer for everyone too. Parking is one of those things that you don't really think about until you're in a bad parking situation. So you're like,
talk about softball. I feel like you just softballed one to me and you didn't even know it. One of the things that our master plan has is what we call distributed parking. So we don't have a really big central parking lot, and then you park there and you have to walk 100 miles to, it's not 100 miles, but 100 yards, let's say, to an event or whatever. We really want to localize our parking and distribute it because we feel like we're going to have our baseball field out there, softball field, our soccer field, our tennis courts are going to be on the other side of Ling, but we'll have our cross country course that's going to feed off of this. We want to have distributed parking so that people park around the event they're at. They'll obviously be able to go up into Pine Street and park at Casey Lang. They'll be able to park in front of the high school at Wallace Field and still get back there at these events. But we really want to have distributed parking as much as possible close to the events. I just have seen so many grandparents and out at events and have to walk so far.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be one of those things where we will save, and we might even put that like, hey, grandparent parking, at this spot, just to honor our elders and provide them opportunity not to have to walk just as far.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I would, if I was a senior citizen or elderly, I would be taking advantage of that for sure. I'd be like, no, I'm parking here. Excuse me.
That's right.
Okay. And you recently mentioned KC Ling. So thank you, Joy, for showing us all of that dirt. We're going to go back to Jacob at KC Ling. And
this is exciting. So where Joy was, our old tennis courts are there. We're still using them. That's going to become a service drive for parents to come into Casey Lang and drop off. And then where that pile of mulch is going to be a gym. So we are building a physical education classroom gym over there. It'll be a rec gym we'll be able to utilize for athletic teams. It'll be a wood competition floor. So super excited about that. That'll sit on the south side of Casey Lang, right where Jacob's showing us right there. It's going to be so great for our kids, our community. And again, it goes back, Clay, to getting kids active, getting them engaged. We know that physical activity is so important that it helps with people's mental health. It helps with their physical health. It helps combat things like childhood obesity, diabetes, and those kind of things. And so we're really focused on that whole child in helping everyone be more engaged and involved.
I love that. You got to have a place to get your wiggles out. And I'm sure there's a cooler way to say that, but that's what I still call it at 32. I got to go to the gym and get my wiggles out, man.
That's a good point.
I love that. And I can't wait to see it whenever it's completely finished. It's always cool to see it from like the conception, and that's what we're seeing right now. And this will all be done before we know it.
Before we know it, but longer than we want, right? Because one of the things, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, you go, so out at Walls Field, we're 3-4 weeks ahead of schedule. The team that got here with Wool Gas Construction overseeing it, they're doing an amazing job. They're ahead of schedule. The roadway's ahead of schedule. But one of the things we're running into is we still have students on campus.
Right.
And so we want to be mindful of that. And we've got seasons in play. We've got softball and tennis still in play. And so we're trying to make sure that as we move forward with these projects, that they'll be ready for next fall in most parts. So, for example, like we know that our tennis courts, we think will be hopefully ready for next fall tennis season. May not be ready at the very start of the season, but hopefully ready before the last match that we'll be able to get in there. Our gym that Jacob's kind of showcasing those wood chips right now, that's not going to be ready until later in the year. We're hoping that we'll still catch it during basketball season so that we'll have that extra gym to be able to use. It won't feel extra because we're jam-packed with our schedules right now. So it'll actually be a really good help for us. We're hoping that we get in there before the new year, but realistically, we want to set expectations that we might not get in there until spring next year. For our other projects, like our softball field, that we're still working out the kinks and the details there. We know that next season we won't be likely playing at home. We'll be playing at the park across the street for our home matches and home games. And so we've got a lot of inconveniences. Clay, I'm going to show you an inconvenience that's going to happen here, next. And so are you okay for me to transition?
Yeah. Thank you, Jacob, for showing us all of that beautiful footage. And Don, let's transition here. And I think that we lost Don, and I don't see his other camera. It's okay. We're going to figure this out. Hopefully whenever Don gets there, he'll be able to pull it up. There he is. Oh, he's on, Don is on Joy's camera. Okay. So it says Joy, but it's still Don.
Yes. So let me, Joy had it set up so that, let's see if I can switch the cameras around. So can you hear me, Clay?
I can hear you perfectly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm out here at the southwest side of the high school, which is also the north side of the elementary. And so behind me, you see the playground. Yeah. And we are so super excited. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is putting in a drive from Pine Street that will connect to Hemlock Road. It'll be primarily for our buses. So now our buses aren't having to go down every corner in downtown Hemlock here.
Right.
Cut through school property. It'll create a better traffic flow for the buses, for our families. But we're really excited. We're moving the playground here. And we're taking that and we're putting it behind the school so that it's in a safer spot for kids, more spot. We're going to put a parking lot where the playground is, and then that's going to give our families a spot to get off the road, because right now they're pulling in and they're dropping off right alongside the roadway. And then we have all of our traffic there. So getting them into a parking lot where they're parked, they're stationary, there's not all the moving vehicles going down the road is key for us. And so we're super excited about that. That'll be ready and happen during the summer. But all these things are going to create some inconveniences. We're not going to have a playground for a little bit. We're going to have traffic flow issues. We know that that at the end we're going to have some great things happen, but while it's going through, there's going to be some growing pains.
Growing pains. There it is. That's the way to put it, man. Because good things are coming, but there's got to be a little bit of growing pains, a little bit of stuff in there. It's minimal. It's minimal.
That's for sure.
Don, everything that we've covered today is amazing. There's always something special. There's always something changing. There's always something new every time we talk going on at Hemlock. And it's cool this time to like actually see it in motion, see the dirt dug up, see the construction happening. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover off today?
No, I just, I would like to congratulate our graduates for 2023. We're going to have our ceremony here in a couple of weeks. It'll be between the time I talk to you next. I just want to congratulate them. What a fantastic group of young ladies and gentlemen, and bright futures ahead, and so many great things happening here. Just so proud of our Husky pack. They're all working to pull the sled.
I love that, working to pull the sled. And I love all of are those puns? I think we'll call them puns. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, man, I love that. Yeah, congrats to the class of 2023. It's a huge achievement. And yeah, congrats. Bright futures ahead. And Don, if you don't have anything else, I'll let you go and have a Husky-tastic day.
Always. Thank you so much, Clay. It's so great talking.
We'll see you next time.
Yes.
Bye.